Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of 13 years of age or older, welcome to Fist and Jawa Save the Universe. I am Fist-25, and I will be the voice behind the curtain for this video, the ultimate starter guide to Star Citizen in 2022. If this is your first time viewing our channel, welcome. If you are a YouTube subscriber, channel member, patron, or Twitch subscriber, welcome back. And thank you for all your support over the last year in helping our channel grow. I would like to point out that this video is going to be pretty long from end to end, but it will be broken down into various numbered chapters and subchapters that you can navigate to with the timeline bar down below and via YouTube's built-in functions. So with that out of the way, and before we dive in, the how, let's talk about the what. What is Star Citizen? If you ask Google, Star Citizen is a multiplayer space trading and combat simulation game that is in development. The game is being developed and published by Cloud Imperium Games, who is commonly referred to as CIG, and it's being developed for Microsoft Windows. This game is a spiritual successor to 2003's Freelancer. Star Citizen is being led by director Chris Roberts. Now, all of that is true, but that only tells us a fraction of what Star Citizen really is. Really, it's just scratching the surface of the ambition, the depth, and the scope of the massively multiplayer online role-playing game that Star Citizen is, because it is truly much, much more than what you could have imagined. First off, if you have ever been to the Star Citizen website, the URL is robertspaceindustries.com. But the company I just mentioned is CIG. It can get a little bit confusing. Simply put, Robert Space Industries is named after the creator of Cloud Imperium Games, Chris Roberts, who's also known for creating most of the Wing Commander games, as well as Freelancer, and was part of numerous other games and movies. Yes, that's right, movies. Part of his groundbreaking work in video games involves utilizing Hollywood talent to tell his stories. So far, Chris has really just focused on single-player games, with Star Citizen being the first real foray into the MMO genre. Stay tuned later on this year for a video specifically about Chris Roberts, but for now, let's just focus on Star Citizen. So, CIG is a multinational game development studio based out of the United States, the United Kingdom, and Germany, and they also have some branches in Canada that are, we'll talk about that later. That is creating Star Citizen, in which the MMO is part of this whole universe. And they are they're also creating Squadron 42, which is the single-player game that is being developed at the same time as Star Citizen by the same company. The games share many assets and core technology with each other, as they are both being created using a combination of the Crytek 3 engine and Amazon Lumberyard into kind of a custom engine that has been dubbed the Star Engine. Robert Space Industries is actually a ship and vehicle manufacturing company inside the game itself and is known colloquially as RSI. In fact, there are many ship and vehicle manufacturing companies in the game, which we will get into a little bit later on in the video. To wrap up introductions here, Star Citizen has been in concept by CIG as early as 2012. It's been in active development since around 2013-2014. It is largely crowdfunded, but it has some private investment early on as well. In fact, it is the most crowdfunded game project to date, and as of this video, it has made $427 million since its inception. Many of the backers of Star Citizen have invested hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into the development of the game. Since moving on from Kickstarter and now running its own backing website through the RSI website, backers can pledge not just for the $15 game package, but also for a ship or vehicle to start the game out with. The backer essentially owns the ship they purchased, and if the ship gets destroyed or lost in the game, they can always claim it via insurance. Yes, that's right. This game has an insurance model. And that you can have that ship back again and be able to fly it again, usually with a small to moderate wait time. So let's sum this up. What is Star Citizen? Star Citizen is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, but it's not a traditional MMO. Instead of a leveling mechanic, your success or failure of missions will affect your character's reputation. And that said, reputation is how you will unlock the harder, lucrative, or variant missions of the game. Star Citizen right now is in alpha development, and it has been since really its inception. Despite it being very playable and having quite a bit of depth, it is still lacking much of the core technology and features which many of the in-game professions and systems rely on. Until that core tech is fully implemented, the game will remain in an alpha status, with the current iteration being Alpha 3.16. Every quarter, roughly, a new major patch is implemented, giving more of that core technology that is needed to advance the game to the beta stage, which we will see the implementation of much more content such as missions and plot lines, things like that. The focus for 2022 core tech includes the implementation of persistence, such as the hangar that you have in the game. That's your hangar. It's no one else's hangar. That hangar is, you're going to be able to just stay in there longer and kind of do what you need to do. Also, you'll be able to say, make a cup of coffee for yourself and fly to a moon, leave that cup in an outpost on a moon, and then fly around and come back a year later, that coffee cup is still there. More technology coming is static server meshing. The implementation of server meshing is really how the game will get a lot of people into one server. There's basically 3 phases of server meshing, and we're just about to experience the first phase in Q1, Q2 of 2022, and that really is based off of persistence. The second phase is called static server meshing. That's hopefully coming in Q3, Q4. And the final stage is called dynamic server meshing. And the whole idea behind it is they will, as characters and people move around as needed, the game will spin up servers as needed to put players in a location. Otherwise, let's say that space station that no one ever goes to, that's not going to be part of the assets in the game because no one's there. And it won't stream in the graphics and the sound and all that stuff until people actually go there. So that is kind of the idea of server meshing, and right now the servers are capped at 50 people, and it'll allow people to, more people to be on a server at one time. Also in 2022, we are looking at something called a cargo refactor. That will allow a more dynamic and diverse economy that will kind of lay the framework and drive the need for the various professions in the game very close to the economy. For instance, a miner goes out and does a bit of mining. They turn it into the refinery. That ore or metal or whatever they mined is refined. Then once it's refined, it needs to be taken to a trade destination. So that's a cargo mission. Cargo haulers will haul that freight over to some kind of trade division. They will trade it in. They'll make their money that way. And then once it's in circulation, eventually one day that stuff will turn into a ship for someone else to buy. It goes to construction. It's a whole economy that's tying into a lot of the different professions in the game. Some of those professions include bounty hunting, where you'll actually be able to, both in your ship and on the ground, be able to track targets. These could be real players. These could be NPCs. For the most part right now, they're NPCs. And right now, we have to actually kill our bounties, but in the future, some of the bounties need to be brought in alive. So we'll be able to stun them or disable their ship and pull them out, throw them in the back of our ship in some kind of a cell, and then transported back for justice. Mining is another profession. There's multiple ships in the game and vehicles, such as the Misk Prospector, the Argo Mole, the Greycat Rock, and the Greycat Rock DS, as well as hand mining. And mining will recover, you'll actually mine into a rock with this mining laser, and you'll be able to recover that stuff, and you'll be able to sell it for ore, or you'll be able to refine it for refined ore. Brand new to the game, that just came out at the end of 2021, is the ability to be a medic, or kind of that support role for healing. While you could still carry a gun, you can actually heal your teammates as you're doing some kind of an FPS mission in an underground bunker, or whatever the situation may be. There's even missions where players can call for a medic to come save them. You can take that and make money by doing that. That profession is just in its infancy. More to come on that. Salvage is an upcoming profession this year. We're supposed to get salvage in sometime in 2022. And at least tier 0 salvage, where you'll be able to rip apart parts of ships, and you'll be able to grab that salvage and you'll be able to sell it. You can be a cargo trader. We talked about that a little bit, where you're hauling freight or goods from one location to the other. And you're, buying low, selling high type of activities. Eventually, you'll be a transport pilot, where you can actually be a pilot and take people off and give them rides somewhere. We have NPC taxi missions, which are coming in this year, and I think that's going to be pretty fun. In the future, we're looking at maybe some kind of a merchant or a vendor, a crafter, exploration gameplay, a science gameplay, being a reporter, and I'm sure there's many more I'm forgetting. Each of those professions can be broken down into even further sub-professions. So there is a ton of stuff to do, and there's a ton of stuff that still needs to get worked in so that we can do that. One thing that all of the professions have in common is that they are all inherently tied to the ships everyone travels in to get around to the various places in game. These ships are treated like modern day cars in 2022, as most of us are tied to our vehicles to get around everyday life, for work, for pleasure, whatever. This game is no different, but instead of a car, it's a spaceship. But they actually have ground vehicles as well. So Star Citizen is a space game that also exists on planets and moons. It's a dogfighting kind of arcade simulator mix. It's an FPS game with air and ground vehicles, as well as weapons. It's a social game. It's got emotes. It's got chat. It's got voice over IP. It's got face over IP. Face over IP is where you can actually have your camera track your facial movements, and it'll relay that in-game. Star Citizen has what I believe to be one of the most involved and best communities I've ever seen in the gaming world. I've played games since I was a little kid in the 80s, and I've never seen the community so involved in a project in my life. I've also never seen developer interaction with the players as much as I have seen with Star Citizen and Cloud Imperium games as well. This game is truly a passion and labor of love for both the developer and the player/tester. It is truly unique. So enough of the introductions. Let's roll the intro video and get on with the show. All right, guys, so welcome back to the video here. In this section of the video, we are going to discuss how to make an account for Star Citizen. When you first come to the webpage, which is robertspaceindustries.com, there's going to be some cutscenes showing on top, but you're probably not going to see the screen. It's going to show a screen of like Squadron 42 and Star Citizen and which one you want to have more information on. I don't get that right now because I've already done the cookie and I've told it not to show me that anymore. But we're still going to go over how to create an account. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you get to the page here is you're going to want to click on the account button. It's going to come in with a page that says sign in to RSI. And if you don't have an account, you need to create a new one. To create a new one, you hit the Enlist Now button. From this page, you're going to create a kind of a call sign, put in your email, make a password. You're supposed to put in your birthday. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I created a temporary email. This is not my actual real logon, but I created a temporary, and we're going to create a temporary account here. So let's say it's we'll make a call sign which does go public. We'll call this Griefmaster 5000 because I am 100% not a griefer, but I think it's ironic. Email. So whatever email address you want to use for the account, this one is going to be fist25.starcitizen@mail.com. And like I said, this is a fake account. Not fake, but it's not my main account, right? I mean, we're gonna actually create an account, but I'm not gonna buy a ship with this. Okay, so once you do that, you're gonna click. You're basically gonna have to put in a password. Okay, and once you have filled in a password for that, then you're gonna put in your birthday. Again, I know this is up on public YouTube, so it's not gonna be my real birthday. But we're going to go ahead and pick a month. Let's see. We'll pick September. How about that? And then we'll pick a day like September 10th. We'll say 1950 is a good year for that. That makes me really old. I am not actually that old. Now here at this point, you can add in a referral code. Now what the referral code does is if you know somebody that is already a full-fledged member of Star Citizen, you can put in their referral code. They get a little bonus in the terms of sometimes they get free stuff, but really what they get it's pretty minimal until you get up into hundreds, multiple hundreds, or thousands of referrals. But what you get is you get, at least right now, you get 5,000 free Alpha UEC, which is the money that's in the game. And that does help when you are first starting out. It gives you at least a little bit. You buy some gas or something. Sometimes they have promotions where when you do a referral that you'll get a free ship or you'll get a free vehicle or something like that. But we don't know when that's coming. They just kind of announce it. So you can add in a referral code. To add in the referral code, you click Add Code, and they all start with star. My specific referral code, which should be up on the screen as well, is 3 Juliet Tango Delta 36 X-Ray 6. If you are looking at starting into Star Citizen, you want to use my referral code, that's awesome. If you don't want to use it, that's fine, but please use somebody's referral code because everybody wins in this scenario. You get free money, they get something, so please use somebody's referral code. You can also click Stay Informed, and you'll get emails from RSI about all the different stuff that comes out with Star Citizen. And then you must agree to the terms of service and the privacy policy. I know no one ever reads that stuff, but if you want to, you can click on either one. And then you can hit Enlist. So there we go, and we have created an account. And so now we're in Star Citizen, and the website, the account thing is green, meaning we are actually in our account. You can see Griefmaster 5000 right there. From here, because we don't have a ship or anything, there's only so many things that we can do on the website. The first thing we can do is go to the hangar page. And I'll show you this with my own personal account, but there's nothing in the hangar because I haven't bought a ship or anything like that. And then there's also a settings page, which gives you more of an overview of your account. So from the settings page here, you have your identification of your community moniker, your handle, which is what people will see your name as in game. You do get one free change of that. Every change after that is $5. You get a URL, which is basically your dossier, so other people can look you up, see what organization you belong to, something like that. It'll display your birthday there, your default language, your time zone, whether you're blocking invitations or opting out of the leaderboards, and whether you get the emails that comes from RSI. Further down from that, you can look at your profile. Here you can change the picture of your avatar. You might have different titles, like I have a bunch of different titles. Civilian is the first title you get, your country, your region, stuff like that. You could put a biography and a signature, things like that. From there, you could go to the security page, which you actually have to type in your password at the security page. And then you will get access granted. Here at the page, you can see, this is where you can change your password. You can look at your login IDs. You could set up like a two-factor authentication. You can get your backup codes, all your connected devices, things like that. From there, you can go to the referral program. This particular character's referral program that's his number. Do not use that because I will never use this account again. But it'll kind of tell you what you get with like your first referral and things like that. Then you can go to your address book. You can add your actual address. So if you buy stuff that's, that the actual ship like real material, like a Pico or, some of the Christmas ornaments and things like that, that's where you can put your address in. I don't actually have any physical pledges to ship right now, but that's where they would come down. Once you have an account, and I think you've been on for a little while, you can actually enter the public test universe. And then there's the character reset page. Sometimes you have to do a character reset. You have to go to this page to do it. You'd request a reset of your character. It takes a minimum of 15 minutes to reset a character before you can log in again. I highly recommend you do it. You wait like a full 4, 5, 12, 24 hours, something like that. I think the fastest I've ever done a reset and been back in the game, where I had all my stuff, was probably 4 hours. So it just depends on kind of the population of the servers and what's going on in game. If it's a lull period, it's faster. If it's a new patch, a lot of people are playing, it will take longer. Okay, from there, there's other things in here like billing and subscription. We're not going to go into that for obvious reasons. There's comms. If you have any tickets or anything like that to upcoming CIG events or any messages, it'll be in this one. And then organizations. So for organizations, you could create your own, or you can search and join an org. Organization, org is what we use for short. So if you hear that a lot about orgs, and these are just guilds or groups of people, and when they get together, that's what it's kind of like a group in game. So the orgs have a web page on the site here, and I don't know, it's okay, but most orgs that I know, especially anything more than like 4 or 5 people, usually base a lot of stuff out of Discord, and the RSI page, the Spectrum page for orgs, is just to join. Then there's 2 other options that are not available right here, and those Concierge and subscribers, and we'll get into that when I actually bring up my real account, and we'll be able to get in there so you guys can see what that looks like. Let's go ahead and do that now, and I'll log in as myself. Okay, everybody, so we're back here, and I am logged in as my actual account, Fist-25. You can see under this moniker here that I don't have any store credit right now. I joined with a referral code, so I have the base 5,000 alpha UEC, and then I have a bunch of rec, which is money that I can use because I've been a subscriber for a long time. It's money you get as a subscriber that you can use in like Arena Commander to rent ships and things like that. But you see, I do have a couple extra options here. Besides my hangar settings and concierge, I have concierge and subscriber because I am both. So real quickly, let's go to my hangar. Now I'm not here to like show up anybody. There are people with much more lucrative accounts than what I have, but under my hangar, I have a couple plugins in here. That kind of show more information. But under here, you can see, what things cost and what ships you have and things like that. And you can see I have quite a few ships. And that's what this page is all about. Now you have options here to go, all types of everything. Ships, standalone ships, game packages, combo packs, add-ons, paints, etc., etc., etc. So you can sort what you have for your gear and try to look up, because sometimes you forget, what you have, and this add-on that I have gives me more options to choose from. The next part about this is to go over to Concierge. So at Concierge, to get into Concierge, you have to spend at least $1,000 in the game. And there's different levels of Concierge. I just happen to be in the Wing Commander tier right now. And it's, it takes a lot of time to get there. But basically you get like in-game rewards and things like that. Like in this tier, I will get the F8 Lightning, the civilian version of it, one day when it comes out one day. You can see how far I am away from the next rank, which is Praetorian. And then you could buy specific exclusive concierge or what's called the Chairman's Club merchandise. And then there's services. So with the services, you can have, like concierge inquiries that you can ask questions about. There's all kinds of frequently asked questions and stuff. So it's kind of a club within the club with Concierge. There's specific Concierge forums where you could chat with people, different chat groups. And then the Concierge advantages, early access to like the public test universe, which is what RSI tests everything on before it goes to the live service. There's different waves of access, and Concierge and subscribers get wave 1 access. Wave 0 access is a test group called the Evocati test group. And that's very select, and you have to be invited into that by CIG. But wave 1 is usually concierge and or subscribers. And then wave 2 is a few more select people. I don't know exactly how those are picked. It could be just longevity in the game. But after wave 2, then it goes to open PT where everybody has access to it. So you get early access, expedited customer service, and exclusive community, exclusive projects. You definitely don't need to be in the Chairman's Club to play the game at all. So let's go check out subscribers. And so you have two options for subscribers. Subscribers, you can do a $10 option, which gets you basically every month you get free stuff from the subscriber store. We're going to click on the store there. So for instance, subscriber exclusive stuff. If you are just a $10 a month subscriber, like Jawa is a $10 a month subscriber, he got the Dolavine mining paint pack that came with his subscription. This is a $30 value in the store, and it's actually a $38 value. It's $30 here, because I am Concierge and a subscriber, right? So he paid $10 and he got this $30 pack for free. So, I mean, it's not free, right? It cost him $10, but he saved $20 on that. If you are a $20 a month or the highest level subscriber, then you get two of the three subscriber options per month. So I got the Aphorite and the Dolivine paint pack. So that's $60 at least in value for $20. And then if you want the third option, which I went ahead and bought, the Had Night pack, that, you know, I got a discount on that, so I spent $30. And a lot of the stuff lately has been paints and things like that, but sometimes you get armor. So for instance, the Sanger helmet and the Aftershock armor, $10 a month subscribers get this $12 pack. $20 a month subscribers get both these packs, and then if you want, you can buy the third option. So some of the rewards are really cool. Some of them are not so awesome. So, like, you know, paint schemes for multiple ships was a really good bonus. But the armor, I typically like getting armors. The shirts that we got a few months ago were kind of horrible. They're worth, you know, you get the whole pack. So you get a pack for $3, but you paid $10 for it. You got, you know, if you paid $20, you got $6 worth of shirts. So not great there. We did get some more paints. They're worth $5, but you paid $10 for it. So you can see that some rewards are better than others. Really what a lot of the money is supposed to go to is the videos that get made, like Inside Star Citizen and things like that. That's where a lot of that subscriber money goes. And then some of it goes into the development of the subscriber perks. So let's look at other things here with the website. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, back to the home page here. We could see you have these three little links here at the bottom: the com link, community, and development. From the development tracker, you have things like the roadmap, the dev tracker, telemetry, the issue council, patch notes, ship matrix, and funding. It's actually quite a bit of transparency that CIG gives you here. If we click on the roadmap right here, it's going to bring us up into the first thing is the progress tracker. So we can track the deliverables that CIG is working on. The ones, at least the ones they tell us about. Some of these are secret, right? It'll tell us where we are and what kind of things they're working on. So for instance, I don't want to dive too deep into this, but the Actor Tech team. Up here, there's 6 deliverables that these deliverables are going to actually end at the end of first quarter 2022. And you can tell whether they're Star Citizen or they're Squadron 42 or both. So bug fixing and technical debt. We have Tier 2 EBA, which is something people have been wanting for quite a while. And you can tell that sprint was in Q3 2021. We don't have it in Star Citizen yet. More force reaction stuff, new stair locomotion, things like that. And then Tier 2 weapon handling. So you can, there's a ton of categories here. Now, some people want to dig into this a lot. Some people don't. If you want to get a more simplified, is that a word? Simplified? If you want to get a simpler view, click on the release view. And under release view, it's going to give you basically what's supposed to come in the next patch. We are currently in patch 316, almost 316.1, and that might even be live by the time this video comes out. But things you can get here is locations. We did get the Area 18 hospital, and derelicts will come in 316.1. Notice these say committed. That means they're coming if they haven't already came. Under gameplay, we get the Dying Star map that's already in Arena Commander, the Grav-Led Physics rework, which is already in, and Jumptown 2.0, which is already in as well. Weapons and items, laser trip mines, which are part of 316.1. The next patch we're going to get for the game which is supposed to be at the end of Q1, which typically, you know, it's supposed to be end of March, but we might not see the live build until April. We're supposed to get new DNA head textures. Notice these are tentative. When they're confirmed, they will say committed. Locations, we're supposed to get the Lorville Hospital, Maria Pure of Heart. We're supposed to get the Hangar Manager app, persistent hangars, mining gadgets, ship-to-ship refueling, selling items to a shop, NPC taxi missions, player interaction experience, the RSI Scorpius, and the Misk Hull A. That's a lot of stuff for that patch. So sometimes they don't all make it in there. If you pay attention to Inside Star Citizen or some of the reports that they let out, or some of the other YouTube channels that deal mostly in news, they will definitely let you know when things slip. Sometimes when they slip, they just move them into another patch, or like 2 patches down. Like for instance, DNA head textures, I believe, was supposed to be in 3.16. It got moved out. FPS radar and scanning for 3.18. I think that was supposed to be in 3.14. There's a lot of things that get moved around, and one of their hacking was supposed to come in like 3.13 or 3.14. And it's just about priorities for them. You know, it's development of software, and they want it to be right, and I can respect that. It's a whole nother video talking about how CIG develops software, and one thing to keep in mind is that they are developing 2 different games at the same time, Star Citizen, Squadron 42. Sometimes things get delayed. They have recently implemented a new policy that they will have things that are in both Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. They will have it working and at a full, you know, tier 0 working level in Squadron 42 before it comes out in Star Citizen. So I think that's good. I think they'd rather have things that are more polished than putting it in Star Citizen and then having it be super buggy and people not being able to use it, and then that leads to more complaining, etc., etc. So that is the roadmap. Also in here is the dev tracker, which is basically posts from the developers and stuff. You can follow what they have to say. The telemetry is pretty cool. It kind of tells you where your computer is in relation to everybody else's computer and what they play. So the purple here is the minimum configuration, right? And it's basically all scores and FPS. So the vertical column is your CPU score, and the horizontal column is your GPU score. So this minimum here is 50 and 75. It kind of tells you your FPS, although I don't think this is super accurate. But the green dot is your recommended configuration, and as you can see, my configuration isn't really even in here, I don't think, because I don't see an orange dot. But just to let you know, my game settings are ultra high. I actually have 64 gigs of RAM. I don't know why it says 32. I have a high CPU and GPU score because I have a good CPU and GPU. They're really current. I run off an SSD. I actually run off an M.2 SSD. Average loading time is still a minute, a little over a minute to a minute and a half. It just gives you some stats, kind of where you're at and where everybody else is at for Star Citizen. Some other things that are here to go over them fairly quickly. We'll get into the issue council in a minute. Patch notes. If you want the most recent patch notes, you can click on that. That's for the live build. The ship matrix itself, which gives you this breakdown of a lot of the different ships, which you can slide back and forth. You can compare ships, you can search ships, you can do all kinds of stuff with the ship matrix. And then the funding. This is the transparency part of the game. So you can see that the game has raised $430 million. I'm obviously filming this section after the intro, which was $427 just a couple weeks ago. So this game makes a lot of money. It's the most crowdfunded game in history. And there are 3.4, almost 3.5 million accounts out there for Star Citizen. And then if you can look at the crowdfunding timeline here, you can see month to month how much they make. This November month, where they made $21 million, that's the International Aerospace Expo. It's one of their big ship sales that they do every year. CitizenCon was month 10 here, where they made above average. And then I don't think we can go back, but May, when they have what's called Invictus Flight Week, or Invictus Launch Week, excuse me, that's their military ship sale, and so they make a lot of money in May as well. And then you can see all their campaign start and all their stretch goals here, and this goes down for quite a while. With the last stretch goal, and with ship modularity and pets and stuff, you can see basically their initial goals was 65 million, and we are at 430. So yeah, I know it's taken a long time for development here, but it's the ambition of this game is just unbelievable. A couple of the other things you have Comlink, which takes you into Spectrum. And then you have the community here, which is obviously it'll take into Spectrum. You'll be able to look at organizations, leaderboards, events, fan kits, stuff like that. Last part here in development is the issue council. By the way, under apps here, you can also look at different stuff here. We're not going to go over the star map. That's kind of its own video. Same with the Galactopedia. That's more of a lore thing. We've already looked at the roadmap telemetry. We'll get to the launcher, and I'm not going to go over Spectrum in this video. It's a chat room. I'm sure you guys know how to use those. But we'll go over the issue council here. The issue council is how you actually submit bugs to the game, because we are unpaid alpha testers, basically. There's bugs itself on the issue council site. But if you want to submit a bug for the game, you would actually click Star Citizen. It brings you into this whole thing, and this has been reworked last year. Things you can see that were fixed or confirmed, or if you have your own bug, you can put one in there. I've put a number in there. You can see what is like trending, like you can't claim a ship, losing ship weapons after a death. This game does have bugs. And the devs do look at this stuff, and once they have more than 10 votes, they do get confirmed, the bugs. And then the devs actually need to look at it. There is quite a few duplicates in here, because some people don't research it, or the title of the bug is kind of misleading to what the bug is. But people do spend some time in here to look at the different bugs, and then they... CXG looks at it, and most of the time they fix it. Okay, so the only option up here is games. Squadron 42, you have the actual RSI, and then Star Citizen. We're not going to focus on that, but we are going to look at the Plague Store, what you guys kind of probably came here, and I gave you this whole runaround about the site. But if you click on Plague Store, it will bring up how to actually buy ships, right? So when you do kind of first make an account and you want to get into the verse, it's going to kind of push you. You have to buy a game package. Now, you only need to buy one game package, and technically that game package only costs $15. You can see here on the screen that there's two of the, I guess, more popular game packages are the Aurora MR and the Mustang Alpha. Those are the cheapest game packages. Sometimes they're on sale for $40, but right now they're $45. These two starter ships they're actually really good. I like flying both of them in games. Sometimes I get nostalgic and I go fly them. Once you buy a starter package with a ship, you don't have to buy a starter package again. You can just buy another ship and you don't have to buy a whole package again. So if we take a look at all the game packages, these are always called starter ships, right? You have the Aurora MR, the Mustang Alpha. You can get a combo pack that comes with Squadron 42 if you want that game, if you want to go ahead and prepay for that game now. The Anvil Arrow is a starter ship. The Anvil Pisces, the Venger Titan, which is what I recommend. Then there's some other packs. This little logo here with the line on it is just for Concierge members. So yes, I know that's a huge price tag of $15,000. You got the 100i, you got the Cutlass Black, the Hornet. There's all kinds of different ships for starter packs. These aren't all just like starter ships here. Obviously. Yeah, that's $40,000 you see there. Yeah, that's pretty much every ship in the game. But yeah, the most popular ones are the Aurora MR and the Mustang Alpha at $45, and that's really all you need to buy. It comes with the actual download pack, like an account pack, so you can actually play. The Star Citizen digital download is what they call it. You do get $1,000 starting money, so that gives you at least $6,000 to start, because you should have had a referral code for the extra $5,000. You do get 3 months of insurance and a self-land hangar. Yes, there is an insurance model in the game. When your ship blows up, and it will, guaranteed, at some point, you have to go back and you have to actually claim it, and it gets redelivered or rebuilt or whatever you want to imagine there. There really is no hard plan for what we've seen for insurance in the future of how it's going to work. Some ships you can buy with LTI, which is lifetime insurance. Some ships have just this basic 3-month package. If you buy something at Invictus or IAE, it comes with 10 years of insurance. We don't know what's going to happen when you have a ship that doesn't have insurance. Like ships that you buy in game, because you can buy almost every ship in game. But what happens when the game is live, like released, and that ship blows up? I mean, you could have spent 6 months working on the $26 million it takes to buy a Carrack, and then if someone blows it up, can you claim it again? We don't know. I'm sure we can, and the devs have already said if you own the ship in real life, you will always be able to claim it on insurance. But there is a time penalty. You have to wait a little bit, and usually it's just a few minutes. The bigger the ship, the longer you have to wait. So a Carrack could be up to an hour. You can pay to expedite that. And that usually reduces it by half. The starter ships are always instant when you pay to expedite, and they're always fairly cheap. And then every ship comes with a hangar. Not sure how that's going to play out when the game's released, because there's like 4 or 5 different types of hangars. I could definitely fly in an Aurora, but then I have like much fancier hangars too. So we'll have to see how that comes out. But yeah, you can add that to your cart. You can buy it. You can get a game package. At that point, then you're going to want to download the client. To do that, you want to click on Apps and Launcher. Now, when you go through the whole startup process, this stuff is going to be much more prevalent than what it is for me. It's just because I already have everything installed. So you can check all the requirements that you have an RSI account. You have a game package with a ship. Don't worry about module access. It just says things I can access. And then I meet the requirements of having like at least Windows 8 to Windows 10, a DirectX 11 graphics card with so much RAM, and at least a minimum CPU, things like that. Then you can basically click download the installer. It'll download the installer and it will install. Okay, once you have the launcher installed, it will come up on the screen, and it won't say what I have here because you don't have the game installed yet. But this is the basic launcher here. You can go to the website, you go to Spectrum, the Welcome Hub, Frequently Asked Questions, Help, or you can log out. You are going to have to log into this launcher with your normal account that you're using for the game, and that's when this stuff will pop up. You have recent news under the com link. You have most recent patch notes for the live build. And then you have your settings. Under settings, it talks about like your download speed limits. You'll probably end up using this verify game files quite a bit, and then your library folder of where your game is installed. Now, normally it's set up for your normal C drive under Program Files and then Robert Space Industries. I actually have a dedicated M.2 drive just for Star Citizen, and that's all that goes on there. So that's where, well, I actually have DCS on there too, but it's really where Star Citizen goes. It's just on that drive. So to show you that, we're going to bring this over and show you that it's on my S drive. It's on under Program Files, Robert Space Industries. Then you have the launcher, and I have Star Citizen. So for Star Citizen itself, I do have on here some extra stuff for like reshade and things, but I have the live build and I have the PTU build, which we talked a little bit about earlier, which is the public test universe, which is where you test the packages that go into Star Citizen before they actually go into the live build. But if we take a look at the size of Star Citizen and the whole Robert Space Industries folder here, we can see that this game in 316 is, well, actually that's with PTU. Let me go in here. The live build for Star Citizen, sorry about that, is 77.5 gigabytes. So that's quite the size for Star Citizen. That's the current size of that build. If we do all of the launcher, the PTU, and the live build, it comes out at about 154 gigabytes. So it's quite a bit of space if you want everything really that they offer for Star Citizen. So with that, let's take a look at what it looks like to launch the game. Now from here, you have live and you have PTU. Probably when you start, you're not going to have PTU, right? So you're just going to go under the live build, and then you're going to hit launch game. The launcher kind of boots up with the brand new Easy Anti-Cheat logo in there as well. I love how it says waiting for game. So it's probably doing a query. There we go. And mine kind of comes up a little bit offset until the game actually loads. And then it actually comes out. So, okay, there we go. So I switched over to off my desktop and onto my in-game settings. So this is what the basic launch screen looks like for Star Citizen. You can see I do have a friends list. Cobra's on there and Bebop and some other people that I'm friends with. It'll tell you if they're online or offline. Cobra's actually probably not online. He just probably didn't actually quit the game. And Bebop has been away. Then you have notifications here, like when you join a party and things like that. That shows up over here. And then you have the 3 different games that are available right now. So you have the Persistent Universe, which is the live build. You have Star Marine, which is kind of an FPS simulator. I've played it a few times. It's not as good as the FPS that you could do in the actual game, because it was kind of like a proof of concept of doing FPS. But think of it as a very early version of that. But you could play that multiplayer. You could have private games and stuff like that. And then you have Arena Commander. Arena Commander is pretty cool. It's kind of where they have the proof of concept of dogfighting and things like that. Let me go ahead and click it. And it's a much faster way to just kind of get into the flight simulator portion of the game. You have multiplayer, which supports up to 4 people in a party. I know it says 16, but that's not true right now. You have a single player mode. Private mode is not working right now. That'd be really cool if it did, because I would love to play with my org. But then you can select and rent a ship, do some customization, do leaderboards. So like selecting a ship here. Let's say we go to Consolidated Outland. Here's a Nomad. I actually have one of them. A ship I don't have, the Mustang Omega. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And it's a much faster way to just kind of get into the flight simulator portion of the game. You have multiplayer, which supports up to 4 people in a party. I know it says 16, but that's not true right now. You have a single player mode. Private mode is not working right now. That'd be really cool if it did, because I would love to play with my org. But then you can select and rent a ship, do some customization, do leaderboards. So like selecting a ship here. Let's say we go to Consolidated Outland. Here's a Nomad. I actually have one of the Mustang Omega. This is a special ship that was, I know it's the wireframe is kind of horrible right now. You had to have an AMD graphics card like back in the day to be able to get this ship, and it came with the purchase of your graphics card. So it's kind of a rare ship to have. To rent this ship, you can see here in Arena Commander, it costs 17,022 rec, or the basically the credits that you get for being a subscriber, for 3 days. So let's go ahead and we'll just rent this ship because I have a lot of rec and I hardly ever spend it because I don't play Arena Commander very often. Okay, so now that we have that ship, we can make sure it is selected. Okay, it is selected. Now we can go into ship customization. And, yeah, that's not the ship I had selected. So a little bit buggy here. Okay, there's the Omega. So now we're going to select the ship. Now we're going to customize it. So you could put, and this is Arena Commander. It's just a simulation here, right? But you can put different shield generators. You can rent the parts as well. And you might have some already. If you have some ships that you already have parts on that you own in real life, you get those ships for free in Arena Commander, but you can pull components off of those and put them on other ships. Same with paints and with weapons and things like that. So I'm not going to customize that ship, but let's go ahead and go into single player. You can do a race, or you can do, let's see, the game mode. So in game mode, you can do a free flight, pirate swarm, vandal swarm. These are both combat type of things. With pirate swarm, if you do finish pirate swarm, you have the option to buy the pirate caterpillar or the pirate gladius. You can do a classic race. Vandal swarm is fighting off vandal ships. But we can choose free flight, and then we can choose the map, say like Dying Star here. And there we go. So we'll go ahead and launch it. We'll see how fast it takes to load up into Arena Commander for just flying around. Pretty darn quick, as you can see. Takes much less time. Funny how I only have 81% health. So this is just basically proof of concept of flying around. This is supposed to be what the pyro system is going to look like when that comes online, hopefully sometime this year. So this Arena Commander is a really good way to kind of get your feet wet into the flying in the game. You can see how the graphics work for you. You can tweak your graphics and all your options and settings to be whatever you want them to be, to where it works for you. Plus, you're flying around without any consequences. You can quit whenever you want. You can do weird stuff. So here's like a landing pad here for this station. Drop my landing gear. And we can just, pretend like we're landing somewhere. And there we go. And we can come back up. And there's a whole bunch that you can do. You can imagine doing like a fights in this map and stuff, as Jawa and I just did this on a recent stream about a week ago, and it was pretty fun. You can shoot your weapons in here, so there's a lot you can do in Arena Commander. Really what it's good for is checking your graphics, really, and training for dogfighting and things like that. So to quit Arena Commander, you would just hit exit to menu and click yes. That's after you hit the escape button. Sorry about that. Under Star Marine, which is, like I said, I don't love Star Marine. You have options for private and multiplayer. You can do a loadout customization and things like that. There's only a couple different types of maps you could do. And really, that's a topic for a whole different video. A lot of times I can't even find a match. So over here, when your friends are online, you can actually click them. You can, if they're actually around, like Cobra's around, I can invite him to a party. We can be in a party. If you are in a party, which it does show up eventually here over or in this area, whoever's the party leader, if you launch into the verse, then everybody that's in your party will come into the verse with you. So even if they have to spin up a brand new server for your group. To actually join the persistent universe and to get into the game is going to be the topic of the next video in this series. It's going to be section 3. So please stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in just a few seconds. Hey guys, so I had to break up these videos into smaller sections, and so these videos really have become a series, and you have just finished watching section 1, which was the intro to what is Star Citizen, and you also finished section 2, which is how to make an RSI account. The next video in the series, which will be out the following day after this video, and hopefully it'll be linked in YouTube to the next upcoming video, will be section 3 and section 4 of the series. Section 3 will be all about how to start the game, going from all the different starting locations to a basic tutorial on the starting locations and the different landing areas. And then section 4 is all about how your mobiGlas works and how you can use your mobiGlas to interact with the game. Very important systems and very crucial to getting started in Star Citizen. So without further ado, please head on over to the next video if it's available, which it should be, except for the very first day this video releases. It'll be available the very following day, and I hope to see you in the next one.